Donnie and Dolly, the team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
It is Thursday already. Man, time flies. Today's guests, including John Shannon, standing by, brought to you by Optic Foliar, the only lights-on spray with no damage and no burning to your plant leaves, plant efficiency, nutrition, and results, all combined into a single solution for all stages of growth and safe to use on flowers. Spray it, see it, believe it. That's Optic Foliar. Visit this made-in-BC company online at opticfoliar.ca. He's involved in Olympic coverage, and he joins us now, co-host of the Bob McCowan podcast, NHL Analyst, Hockey Analyst Supreme, John Shannon. How are you, sir?
Morning, boys. I only have two questions.
Yep.
Can we play more of that Tommy? and the other thing is, does Reinbold take off the earring in the hot tub?
Well, Rick would know the answer to that question. Rick?
I never said he was the guy in the hot tub. I said it was a hot tub story.
I'm just asking questions.
You remember Reinbold, though, seriously, John?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, listen,
he was a great character.
It still is. Last I checked, he was on the Tiger Cat sideline this year and doing a pretty good job in the special teams for the Eastern Conference champs.
So, look at John, the CFL guy.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, I did 5 years at the Canadian Football League, the Canadian Football Network that was on CKVU at the time.
Oh, right. Right.
It was invented at my kitchen table. So
wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
In between contracts, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Not yours, but the CFL.
You're absolutely right.
I'm going to assume, and I shouldn't do that, but I'm going to assume that you watched the women's game last night, 3-2 Canada over the U.S. How far has women's hockey come, John?
Oh, remarkably so. The biggest issue, though, is that women around the world are playing a better brand of hockey than ever. The problem is the two teams that are playing at the best seem to be growing exponentially, not multiplying in progress. The Americans and the Canadians still are so much better than the rest of the world. But there are better players in Europe, better players coming around the world, and the game is growing in the right direction, no question.
John, World Cup of Hockey looks like it's going to happen, 2024, NHL, NHLPA getting together. We've heard some inklings of stories regarding 2026 and the NHL in Italy at those Olympics. What are you hearing?
Well, I think that if push comes to shove and we get back to a regular world, the NHL will still allow the players to go to Italy. Mm-hmm. I mean, if my math is correct, it's still part of this collective bargaining agreement, and they will be able to make something work for the games around Milan, and that makes all the sense in the world. If safety protocols can be met across the board, the World Cup of Hockey in the end is a must for both the NHL and the players, and quite frankly, the one that was a single venue edition in 2016 that was here in Toronto, it made $40 million, $20 million for the players, $20 million for the league, and I can only think that after the frustration we've seen with them not going to China and the ability to organize it and make it better for 2 years down the line, there's a lot more money at stake.
John, let's go over to the Canucks. Both Rutherford and also Patrick Alvin doing interviews this week, both preaching patience, both saying it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and they're looking one eye on the future. But everybody wants a big trade in Vancouver, but I think they're going to have to wait. There's still a lot of evaluation going on by this new management team. Do you agree with the way they're going about it?
Well, the one thing I would say is I think you'll always have to feel for the frustration of hockey fans of a franchise that haven't seen many great years recently.
Yeah.
Jim Rutherford's lived it for 3 months. There are people who've been living it since 2011. So you feel for them. But at the same time, Jim has been brought in to reorganize, restructure, I won't use the other R words because Donnie will get mad. Because Rutherford will have a plan. Rutherford does have a plan. And what they don't know, and here's one of the issues that nobody's brought up. Rutherford was at an Eastern Conference team.
Yep.
Alvin was with an Eastern Conference team. They didn't see the Canucks play very often.
That's right.
It's not as if Rutherford went from Carolina to Pittsburgh.
Yep.
He went from Pittsburgh to Vancouver. So their evaluation of what they have is going to take a little longer, a little more time. And do I think that they will make a move before the 21st of March? Yeah, I do. Do I know what it is? I don't know. I really don't. The one thing I would say is that if anybody thinks that nobody's talking about Brock Besser, I can guarantee you there are managers phoning Jimmy phoning Patrick about Brock Besser.
100%.
It's not them phoning out.
It's
not them phoning out. It's the other way around.
That's it.
Because they all these guys have the little black book.
Yep.
Contracts, prices, what's going on, and it will be, hey, Besser, free agent, math, Canucks, flat cap. There's some logic there.
Yeah,
there
absolutely.
Is some logic there.
Yeah, 100% teams are calling on Besser, but they got to figure out his contract first, and they haven't done that yet with the agent, John. John, when Darryl Sutter was hired in Calgary, the feeling was, here we go again, recycling an old name. Boy, has he done a great job there. They've won 8 straight. Unbelievable what's happening in Calgary.
Well, I think I could coach a team if Jacob Markstrom was our goalie.
There you go.
Jacob Markstrom has been spectacular. Now, I'm not diminishing what Darryl's done at all. Darryl has created accountability. The funny thing is, we had Brad Treliving on our show last week,
right?
To talk about the Flames and what their success. And the one person that has projected this image of unapproachability, gruff old guy, bitter beer man, that's Darryl. Darryl has done it to himself. He wants that. He wants that. Behind closed doors, there is an affability to him. Behind closed doors, there's a transparency to him and a directness that I think a lot of players have enjoyed. And I think that that's a team, when you look at the stars of that team that have kind of run amok a little bit over the last couple of years, they needed that.
Yep.
And I think Darryl has done a great job with Monahan, a great job with Goudreau, created accountability, a better job with Matthew Tkachuk. And so all of a sudden, those simple things that Darryl Sutter has always done have made because we knew the talent was there, have made the Flames a solid team and Jacob Markstrom.
Yep.
Remember Darryl always had John Quick. Darryl had John Quick.
Yep.
And that was a difference maker in LA for those Stanley Cups.
Yep. Sure was.
One more, John. I know you tweeted about this or something like this, but outstanding pitchers from Pittsburgh on Tuesday. Can you begin to relate to the type of pride that Sidney Crosby's parents felt during that moment after Sid scored his 500th goal? I
can't, and that's why I tweeted it out. We are all. I mean, listen. My son got to AA hockey, was a starting goaltender, and the pride that I had when he made a save was my heart burst every time. So to know that my son is a Stanley Cup champion, an Olympic gold medal winner, and a 500 goal scorer, I just that transcends everything that being a parent. I'm worried about Sid. Sid manages it well, but to be the Crosbys and to experience that moment, and everybody in Pittsburgh knows who they are. That's the other magic thing about Pittsburgh. Great sports town. Yeah. They put the Crosbys on the scoreboard, standing ovation. Yeah. And that to me was magic.
Yeah. And one more, not a question, just a statement, John. You're from BC. You're talking about living with Canuck pain since 2011? How about 1970?
70.
Come on.
No. Listen, I still remember, Donnie, Canucks made the playoffs for the first time. The best of 5 series against the Montreal Canadiens. I still remember Gary Smith. And by the way, Gary Smith didn't start that series. It was Kenny Lockett.
Yeah.
And guess who I have coffee with every once in a while in my neighborhood?
Spider?
Kenny Lockett.
Yeah.
Kenny Lockett.
Yep, he's done really well in business. He's been a great man, and by the way, he's looked after Gary Smith a little bit as well.
Oh, good.
Over the last few years.
Wow.
And but no, hey, listen, 75 to me in that 5-game series against Canadians, and Paul Lambertolo and the boys doing what they did in Montreal. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Then shivers up my spine.
Yeah. I think they won game 2 in that one, and then Montreal ended up winning it. John, thanks so much for this.
Yeah. Cheers, boys.